Hey everyone, what if I told you that Spanish Fort, Alabama might be the best place you never thought of living, or possibly the one spot you should avoid at all costs? If that sounds intriguing, stick around.
That's right, we're not just going to show you the sunny side of Spanish Fort. Today, we're peeling back the layers to reveal secrets this city holds, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Are you ready for an eye-opener?
Well, you should be, because we're diving deep into the heart of Spanish Fort and 10 pros and cons you're gonna wanna know starting right now. First up, let's talk weather. Spanish Fort enjoys those warm southern summers and cozy winters, ideal for sun seekers and those who appreciate a gentle winter chill. Imagine sipping sweet tea on your front porch in July or enjoying a light sweater stroll in December. This place offers the best of both worlds. You've got your beach weather practically year-round, without the snow shovels and those heavy coats. And let's not forget those occasional afternoon rain showers. They're like nature's own spa treatment, rejuvenating everything in sight.
And let's be honest, Tony, you're just happy you don't have to deal with snow anymore. No more shoveling driveways for you, buddy.
Absolutely. I've traded my snow boots for flip-flops and I'm not looking back. Spanish Fort's climate is like living in a vacation postcard. Sunny skies, gentle breezes, and just enough rain to keep our gardens happy.
However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Spanish Fort's warm and humid climate also means dealing with high humidity levels.
Who doesn't love that?
Especially in the summer. Not everyone loves that. This can be a bit of a challenge if you're not used to it. Think sticky, muggy days where the air feels thick enough to cut it with a knife. And let's not forget about the hurricane season. Living near the Gulf Coast does have its risks, and Spanish Fort is no stranger to some of those tropical storms and hurricanes. It's something every resident needs to be prepared for.
It's really not that bad. I guess the weather here can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, you've got those perfect beach days. On the other hand, you've got to be vigilant and ready for Mother Nature's less pleasant surprises, I'll call them.
Second, let's chat about your wallet. Sure, the cost of living is rising, but Spanish Fort still offers a sweet deal compared to some of the other big cities. More money for enjoying all of that great food that we have down here. Just think about it, you get the charm of southern living without the hefty price tag. You get all the amenities, the beautiful scenery, and the friendly community vibe, but at a price that doesn't necessarily break the bank.
And let's not sugarcoat it. While it's more affordable than, many of those big cities, the cost of living here has been creeping up. Housing prices are rising, and if you're planning to buy a home, be ready for some competition. It's not the bargain it once was, and if you're on a tight budget, this uptick could be a concern. You might find yourself having to compromise on, some of your wants, some of those housing exceptions that everybody needs, or you can travel further out to a more affordable area. Number 3, you'll need a car, but think of it as your ticket to freedom. Endless road trip playlists and no crowded subways. In Spanish Fort, your car isn't just a vehicle, it's your gateway to an adventure. You can explore the scenic beauty of the Gulf Coast, drive to a nearby beach on a whim, or just enjoy a spontaneous road trip to a neighboring town. And let's face it, there's something truly liberating about being able to just go wherever you want, whenever you want, without waiting for a bus or a train. Plus, with all of our beautiful landscapes around, every drive feels like a mini vacation.
This is true. However, it's worth mentioning that relying solely on a car does have its drawbacks. For starters, if you don't even like driving, this could be a deal breaker because you'll need it in order to get to places. I'm one of those people that just hates driving.
She doesn't even drive. I do.
I offer to drive all the time, but you won't even let me anyways.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that, because she's not a good driver.
I never said I was a good driver.
I mean, you don't have to. I've lived it. I know. I'm telling you.
Okay.
She's not.
I'm feeling a little attacked right now. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm more than okay being a passenger princess, okay? So you can keep driving, bossy
And we know that too. Every time we leave the house, she has to get her chai tea lattes and her feet on my dash where her little toe prints around my windshield, blasting luminaires or something else that's dumb.
Oh, please, that's hardly true. You never, ever let me control the radio.
And that's because the driver gets to pick. And now let's not forget about traffic during peak hours and those occasional trips to the gas station. While we don't have big city traffic jams, navigating during school pickup or rush hour can still be a little bit of a hassle. The city is growing in population, so you need to be patient, okay? I emphasize that because with these growing pains, I mean, you're just gonna have to get used to seeing more vehicles on the road.
You need to take your own advice and be patient. Coming in at 4, education. The schools here are awesome. They're perfect for families who value education. Spanish Fort has a mix of highly rated public schools as well as private institutions close by that focus not just on academic excellence but also on developing well-rounded individuals. It's not just about learning facts and figures. It's about nurturing creativity for our children and encouraging curiosity and just like building a strong community spirit. Plus, there are plenty of extracurricular activities and sports programs, and it's so refreshing to see these kids growing up in such a supportive and enriching environment. But it's important to note that while the quality of education here is top-notch, Spanish Fort doesn't have an overwhelming array of choices like you might find in larger cities. We have a more close-knit educational community, which means fewer schools, but it also means more personalized attention for each student.
This can actually be a huge advantage. Your kids aren't just another face in the crowd. They're known and supported by their teachers and their peers. It's a trade-off, really. You might not have dozens of schools to choose from, but the ones we do have, they're deeply committed to student success. It's about quality over quantity here. And let's be honest, having fewer choices can sometimes make life a little bit simpler. No more agonizing over which school is the best fit. Here you have nothing but great options.
Number 5, the job scene. It's bustling, especially in retail and healthcare, and if you're seeking something unique, well, that job hunt could be your next adventure. Spanish Fort is growing rapidly, and with that growth comes a range of job opportunities. So whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you here. The retail sector is booming, offering everything from small boutique experiences to larger retail management roles. And in healthcare, there's a constant demand for skilled professionals with facilities that are expanding and evolving. But keep it in mind, while there are plenty of opportunities in these sectors, if you're in a more niche field, then you might find the options a bit limited. Spanish Fort isn't a mega city, so some specialized careers might require a bit more creativity and networking to break into, but it's all about being proactive and making those connections. And hey, sometimes the best opportunities come from the most unexpected places.
That's right. And let's not forget the entrepreneurial spirit here. If you've got a business idea, Spanish Fort could be the perfect place to make that a reality. This community loves to support their local businesses. So number 6, wildlife galore. If you love nature, you'll adore Spanish Fort. It's like getting access to the zoo for free. Just remember, don't pet the alligators. Here, it's not just about seeing wildlife, it's about living alongside it. You've got everything from majestic birds to playful otters, and yes, even those gators. Our backyards are nature's playground, where every day brings a new wildlife encounter.
And speaking of encounters, remember that time we spotted a deer just like casually strolling through our backyard?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's moments like that that make living here like an endless nature documentary. But like Tony said, keep your distance from those gators. They're cool to watch, but definitely not up for cuddles.
Those are the ones that I want to go and play with. Those seem fun.
You're crazy, man.
It's just important to remember that with great wildlife comes great responsibility. Living here means respecting nature and understanding that we're sharing this space with some pretty wild neighbors. So while it's amazing to live so close to the nature, it also means being vigilant, especially if you have small pets or kids. They'll get snatched right up. It's all about finding that balance between enjoying wildlife and staying safe.
True that, Tony. It's like having a front row seat to Mother Nature's show, but always from a respectful distance. And hey, those gator sightings, they make for some pretty epic stories.
And videos.
Number 7, outdoor fun. Forget crowded clubs. Our nightlife is under the stars. Spanish Fort is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, whether it's hiking through scenic trails, kayaking in serene waters, or just having a family picnic at one of our beautiful parks, there's always something to do. The natural beauty here is something that pictures just don't do justice. You have to see it to believe it.
But on the flip side, if you're the type who loves a vibrant city nightlife, Spanish Fort might seem a bit too quiet after the sun goes down. Our idea of a wild night might just be a campfire, roasting some marshmallows, drinking a couple beers. So if your ideal evening includes fancy cocktails and dancing till dawn, you might find your starlit skies just a bit too peaceful.
Number 8 is a tight-knit community. In Spanish Fort, you're not just a face in the crowd, you're part of a family. This is the kind of place where neighbors know each other's names, and yes, even your favorite pie.
That happened to her once. It's that small town charm where community events feel like, big family reunions, and everyone looks out for each other. From summer barbecues to holiday parades, the sense of belonging here is something truly special.
Yeah, and don't forget to mention Miss Stacy down the street, who knows exactly when to drop off her famous apple pie. It's like she has like a sixth sense and knows exactly when we're craving her amazing desserts. Everybody needs a Miss Stacy in their life. You get one in Spanish Fort. It comes with the house.
Absolutely. Everyone needs a neighbor like Miss Stacy, but let's be real for a second. This close-knit vibe also means that everyone knows your business. If you're looking for privacy, Spanish Fort might feel a bit too, everyone knows everyone kind of vibe. Privacy can be just a bit of a luxury here, I guess you can say. It's the trade-off for living in a community where you're never just a stranger.
That's true, Tony. It's all about what you value more, the warmth of a close community or the privacy of a big city. It's kind of a trade-off. Here in Spanish Fort, we choose neighborly love and those unexpected pie deliveries. Number 9, healthcare in Spanish Fort is something we're really proud of.
Healthier?
Healthcare is what I said.
Oh.
Healthcare.
You are fake news.
We've got a range of quality local healthcare facilities that cover most medical needs right here in town. And it's truly wonderful to have peace of mind knowing that excellent care is just a short drive away from your front door.
But, Jess, not everything can be handled locally. For those that need specialized medical services, a bit of a travel might be required. You might have to go to Mobile. It's not ideal, but it's good to have world-class healthcare within reach, even if it means making a trip to our neighboring city. It's about balancing the charm of small-town living with the realities of healthcare.
Exactly, Tony. It's about finding that balance. It's a small price to pay for the overall quality of life here. Plus, those trips can be an opportunity to explore the wider region and maybe stop and have lunch in downtown Mobile.
That's always a possibility. And fact 10. History comes alive in Spanish Fort. It's like living in a history book, but with the cool addition of modern amenities. The city's rich history dating back to the Civil War times adds a unique charm and depth to our community. Imagine walking the same grounds where historical events unfolded, but also having access to all the conveniences of modern life. It's a blend of past and present that's hard to find anywhere else.
But it's important to note that because of our commitment to preserving history, some areas are not available for development. So if you're looking for ultra-modern architecture or brand new housing developments on every single corner, Spanish Fort might feel a bit too historic for your taste.
There you have it, Spanish Fort in all its ugly and glory. It's the kind of place that turns visitors into residents. So what do you think? Ready to give Spanish Fort a shot?
If you want to learn more about living in Lower Alabama, check out this next video.